Blackstone Audio presents The Predator State: How Conservatives Abandoned the Free Market and Why Liberals Should Too, by James K. Galbraith. For CAG with love and in memory of JKG. If liberty of speech is to be untrammeled from the grosser forms of constraint, then uniformity of opinion will be secured by a moral terrorism to which the respectability of society will give its thorough approval. Charles Sanders Peirce, The Fixation of Belief, 1877. Preface. This book got underway right after Hurricane Katrina, the destruction of New Orleans, and the dispersion of several 100,000 refugees across the American South, including to my hometown of Austin, Texas. It seemed clear immediately that Katrina had been the Chernobyl of the American system. That is, beyond the natural calamity and the human tragedy, it was, like that Soviet reactor meltdown 19 years before, a disaster that exposed and laid bare the fallacies of an entire governing creed. But where the Soviet creed was of central planning, ours was its polar opposite, a cult of the free market. And as I charted my way through this book, I came to realize that the relationship between actual policy in the United States and the doctrines of policy is not simple. In uncanny ways, this relationship has come to resemble its counterpart in the old Soviet Union. Actual policies were, and are, in no principled way governed by official doctrine. Rather, the doctrine serves as a kind of legitimating myth, something to be repeated to school children, but hardly taken seriously by those on the inside. What is the purpose of the myth? It serves here, as it did there, mainly as a device for corralling the opposition, restricting the flow of thought, shrinking the sphere of admissible debate. Just as even a lapsed believer kneels in church, respectable opposition demonstrates fealty to the system by asserting allegiance to the governing myth. This, in turn, limits the range of presentable ideas, conveniently setting an entire panoply of reasoned discourse beyond the pale of what can be said, at least in public, by reputable people. There is a process of internalization, of self-censorship. Once the rules and boundaries prescribed by the myth are understood, adherence becomes reflexive. And at the end of the day, people come to think only what it is permitted to think. They know.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?